This is the Snake Wolf hissing at you today as we look at Masters of the Universe Origins Lady Slither. As a Mattel Creations exclusive, she comes in a special box. Instead of the usual brown plain box with the line art images, they went all out on creating this more deluxe packaging. And it is beautiful. They did a good job on it. The symbol on the front does look a lot like what we see on the castle or the snake lair, I guess would be the proper term, that Mattel's been talking about possibly making, especially from that fan vote. If we take a look at the back, we get a bit of her story. In her time, Lady Slither ruled the Snake Men as their Queen Empress, and all of the Snake Men lived with one singular purpose, to serve her every wish. Lo, Lady Slither wished nothing more than for the snake home planet of Nahas to be the center of the universe. Such a desire would unravel the very fabric of reality itself, and so the most powerful cosmic beings in the universe united to banish Lady Slither to the Scale Beatrix world, saving all. It was only a delay, however. The Snake Men returned to Eternia, finally freeing their Queen Empress from her exile. Now the Masters of the Universe must stop Lady Slither's poisoned plan before the Snake Men strike. And I guess we'll take a look at the back of the box first. So here we get some artwork with a couple new characters. I do remember they showed a possibility of making this figure back in the Classics era. He looks like he's actually based on a Filmation character. And honestly, I don't remember the episode enough to know if he actually transformed into a Snake Man in that episode or not. Then we have another new character using the snake tail that also comes with Lady Slither. On the front of the package, we get some more artwork and a bunch of new characters, as well as Fangor. Again, this would be a new character, and I do hope that if they make them, they do make this whole new neck instead of just using the piece that came with Rattler over again. Let's go ahead and open her up and free her from her exile. Maybe. The inside of the box does show you how to swap out her body parts. She was really in there. And she's a little drunk. We, of course, get a special comic for Lady Slither. In truth, this could actually be considered the third part of a trilogy of comics, starting with Viper's Vice, which came with Snakeface, continuing on with Fangor from Eternia Remastered, and finally, the Sword of the Serpent. Here we have Lady Slither in all of her snaky Naga version glory. Looking really beautiful on the cover there, with King Hiss, of course, looking at her fondly. And in this, the Snake Men have decided they wish to free Lady Slither. We see some of those other characters from the box here, along with King Hiss. as they go to fight to be the one to free her, in which case King Hiss has gone ahead and tricked the other snake men and locked them in the arena. He travels atop his pet large snake to a volcano where he will actually do the freeing of Lady Slither. The prize being her hand in marriage and the sword of the serpent. Honestly, I think King Hiss more wants the sword than her hand in marriage. But lo and behold, she doesn't care for that anyway, and thus she chops his head off with the sword. Which, by the way, looks more like a dagger than a sword, let's be honest. The maw that was opened up goes to envelop all of Eternia to replace it as the center of the universe. And then we, of course, have Cosmic He-Man coming to stop it and finally losing his cosmic powers altogether. Or at least that's what it sounds like it's supposed to be. By the way, the text in here, and they did not leave a whole lot of room in those text bubbles for it. So, let's start by taking a look at Lady Slither in all of her humanoid glory. She's got a really beautifully sculpted head here. She's got the same, well, not the same tiara, but a tiara much like Teela wears, with the sculpted snake headdress at the top. Kind of go along with Teela's snake armor. They did a really good job with the deco on her top. We got the different fangs are all done in an ivory color. We've got the nice kind of metallic gold snake symbol. They even did the metallic gold on the bracers. Unfortunately, they did not continue it with the for our upper arm bands, bicep bands. Like with Origin's characters, you can pop her head off. Her cape is a separate piece made of rubber. No deco on it at all. Torso comes off. Arms come off. Boots come off. Sadly, when they did the deco, they also did not do anything on her belt, which, you know, looking at the comic, it did look kind of nice when they had that going. Whoops, didn't get her head on all the way. She comes with the Serpent's Sword, or Sword of the Serpent, which, again, looks more like a dagger than a sword. And the Staff of Ka, much like Teela, leading you to wonder if maybe this originated with her and that Teela ended up with it eventually. But I'm sure that's not what you all really want to see right now, because as you saw before, she comes with a special lower body piece, the Naga tail. So, something to note with these is that this was designed to work with both the male and female figures in Masters of the Universe. However, this form, like this, hooks up to the male body. The male shaft is too large to fit in the female hole, which obviously could be a personal problem. So what we have is a sculpted skirt piece to fix that problem. And honestly, the figure really did kind of need that skirt piece to look good. The problem with this, though, sometimes is trying to find the right balance for the figure. And I'd like to point out it is articulated, which is awesome, because they could have very easily just gone ahead and given us a static base. However, I do kind of wish it came with at least one peg hole in here so that you could attach to the pegs on either like Snake Mountain or just a stand, because that would also make it easier to get her to stand on her own. And of course, you can use that with other characters. It fits really well with the Snake Teela. Um, the color on the lighter color here does match up pretty well with her skin tone at the top. And I'll be displaying both of these like this at some point. But as mentioned before, you can use that tail with the male figure bodies. Although I will point out, without the skirt piece, it doesn't line up very well, so they should have really created some kind of a skirt piece for the male figures as well, just to help that seam in better. Because I just don't like the way the top of the like the waist comes together. You know, that skirt piece does help out so much more. Though it would be nice if they did release these in a bunch of different colors too, so that you could actually match them up with other figures, because there aren't many that really match in very well. And that's because, you know, like I said, the color's just, it's just wrong. Come, my snake men, let us raise our Empress to us, and she shall be my bride, and we shall rule over Eternia. Come forth, Lady Slither. Ah, King Hiss, you have released me from my prison. Yes, my darling, and I would have you be my bride. Ha ha ha, foolish male, I shall take none of you as my husband. Slice. Woo. Does anybody here object? No, ma'am. I'm good. I shall rule the Snake Men, and then I shall rule all of Eternia. Ha 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 ha. Oh, wait. Ha 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 ha. Oh my gosh. Anyway, that'll conclude our look at the Lady Slither Masters of the Universe Origins figure. Unfortunately, she is sold out on Hasbro, on Mattel Creations website. So if you managed to get a copy of her, you lucked out. Although she was up for quite a while. Anyway, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Peace and love.